Who better to give us more of an understanding of just how important gaming is in Japan than the editor-in-chief of its most influential and popular gaming magazine, Famitsu. Good morning. Ohayou gozaimasu. May I ask you some questions, please?
This magazine has been going since 1986. In editorial, there are about 50 to 60 people, including designers.
In Australia, we've seen the gaming magazine industry contract as more people move to online sources of information. Is it the same here?
Compared to the past, sales are decreasing in Japan as well. But in Japan, you can buy magazines in bookstores or convenience stores around the corner. So compared to Australia, magazines are more popular in Japan.
We're ghosts.
Just how popular are Western games here?
Until a few years ago, Western games like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto were not so popular, not selling so well. But recently, the trend has changed. Call of Duty has sold around 500,000 copies and Grand Theft Auto 300,000.
What do you put that down to?
Sense of quality has changed a lot compared to the past. Japanese game makers used to lead the trend in the industry, but now more and more developers from overseas make the trends, and Japanese gamers want to play with the new games compared to Japanese games. Foreign games have a different approach, with multiplayer focuses and so on.
So what is the biggest issue facing the Japanese gaming industry?
The biggest issue is the difference in domestic and foreign markets. In Japan, portable gaming machines are mainstream, but PlayStation and Xbox are not as mainstream, unlike foreign markets. Which means maybe in Japan certain titles make a huge hit, but in overseas markets they don't sell. So game makers have a dilemma. They have to choose something that sells well here or overseas. So now they just say, okay, this title will be dedicated to the Japanese markets.
How has the rise of smartphones and tablet games affected the handheld gaming market?
Gamers who have been playing for a long time prefer the 3DS and Vita because you can enjoy the games for longer, they're more complex, and they really feel like a game compared to tablet and smartphone games. In Japan, a lot of people commute to work. Many of them are playing mobile and tablet games, but they are a bit different to gamers who play on handheld consoles.
Great work!
I think it was fascinating talking to you. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you very much.
I've just been wandering around the Famitsu office, and I love how messy it is, and there's magazines and games and debug consoles everywhere. So many debug consoles, it's so hard to get those. But I did notice that there are 2 Batman mice here, and they're still dusty. So I assume that Batman isn't very popular in Japan. I wonder if I can take this.
Good game.